my diagnosis was March 16th, 2012. And I will never forget that day because on March 14th, 2012, I was driving home from work from Liberty Mutual, and driving home, coming south on 35 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is in your vision. And I had this bright spot in my left eye. So I thought, oh, maybe I just got a glimpse of the sun. You know how you look at the sun and sometimes you get bright spots or whatever, and then it goes away. Well, this spot was there the whole night, and I kept asking everybody, I'm like, do you ever get a bright spot, like from looking at a light bulb or the sun, and it takes a while to go away, and everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, okay. So it was there the whole night. I woke up the next morning to get ready for work, and I get up, I'm walking to the bathroom, and things aren't, like my vision is, something's wrong with it, because things are not looking as far away and as close as they should. So when I'm looking in the mirror, I was looking at my eye, I'm like, maybe something's on my eye, what's going on? And finally, I held my hand over my left eye. Can see out of my left eye fine. I hold my hand over my right eye, and it was there. I couldn't see anything. Everything looked gray. I couldn't tell that the light was on in the bathroom. I couldn't see shapes. I couldn't see color. I couldn't see anything. Everything just looked gray out of my left eye. But it was a Thursday, and I was like, I got to go to work. I got a lot of stuff to do. So I thought, I'm just going to call my eye doctor later. But about 2 hours into work, because all I did was work on the computer, I was like, had horrible migraine. I was like, I got to go home. I got to get this figured out. So I went to the eye doctor. She's telling me that there's nothing wrong with my eye. I said, there's something wrong with my eye because I can't see out of my left eye. So she gave me the name of a neuro-ophthalmologist that she wanted me to see, and said that she would give them my info and they would contact me for an appointment. I said, okay, this is going to take a while, because at Liberty Mutual, I ironically worked in disability claims, so I knew that people didn't usually get in to see specialists, that day or the next day. It usually took a couple of weeks or months. So I, wasn't holding my breath for a call anytime soon. But they called me at about 3 o'clock that afternoon and said, can you come in first thing tomorrow morning? And I said, sure. So we go in, and Kyle went with me to see Dr. Wallace at St. Luke's. And she told me after about a 2-hour appointment that I had optic neuritis in my left eye. That meant there would be a 50-50 chance that I could have MS.
Wow.
At that point, I didn't really cry because I was like, well, nobody in my family has MS, so I don't have MS. And then she proceeded to tell me that MS is not a genetic or a hereditary disease.
Oh
so
my gosh.
There is still a 50-50 chance you could have MS. And at that point, I was like, oh my God. So cried for about 2 minutes, and I was like, okay, I don't have MS. She said, you need to go see a neurologist. I have someone that I want you to see. And I said, okay, this is going to take forever. So she leaves the room for a little bit, comes back about 10 or 15 minutes later, and she says, can you go there now? And I thought, this is serious, because this doesn't happen. People don't get in to see a specialist this fast. So we drove from St. Luke's on the Plaza to my current neurologist's office, and they did MRIs on my brain, my cervical spine, and my thoracic spine that same day. Those took probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do all those MRIs. Got the disc so that my neurologist could look at them that same day and not have to wait for the reports or whatever to come back. she popped them in the computer, and she looked at them, and she saw all these lesions on my brain and a couple on my cervical spine, and she said, "You have MS."
Wow.
And that was on Friday, March 16th,
Oh my
2012.
goodness.
So all of that happened within 2 days, 2 days of, by the
Wow.
time I saw a bright spot in my eye, woke up the next morning blind in my left eye, and then got my diagnosis.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, there are days when I literally do not get out of bed. But for the most part, on most days, I don't know, you just, as a parent, you just do what you have to do. You know, there might be days when there is a pile of dishes overflowing in my sink because I just don't have the energy to do it. Or there's days when laundry's not going to get done today because I don't have the energy to fold it and switch the laundry 6 times, you know, because I know that I'm going to have to save my energy to make dinner. There's days when I don't make dinner because I've maybe done too much during the day, too many chores. I say chores like I'm scrubbing my house, but, you know, maybe I did too many loads of laundry, or maybe I attempted to clean the bathrooms, and I just don't have that energy left to make dinner. So, you know, we're ordering pizza or eating sandwiches or leftovers or what have you. There's days when, you know, you just, I don't know, you just have to push through it. And, you know, luckily I have a husband who can help kind of pick up the slack at night, giving Sophie a shower, especially because, you know, she's still only 5, so it's not like she can wash her hair and do all that by herself. So take Ava to basketball practice at night if I'm too tired. You know, different things like that to help out in the evenings when he gets home from work. So as far as doing like fun stuff on the weekends, I have to pace myself, and I hate it, but if we're out shopping for something, he will force me to ride in the little scooter cart things at stores. I wish they didn't put a garbage truck beeper on the back of them when you reverse. But right, so the whole store knows when you're going in reverse. But yeah, Kyle's a good one about, you're gonna ride in that so that your legs aren't tired all night. So yeah, so that's, I'd say that's it. You need to have friends and family that tell you when you need to sit down and relax, and you have to remember that you can't go 100 miles an hour and do 50 things in a day like you used to. It's just not going to happen.
You can't go to an 800,000 person Royals celebration.
You can, but yeah, that was fun. But I paid dearly for that, for going to the parade. My legs were so tired by the end of that day and the next day. Yeah. So
really, the
but
MS
yeah,
walk seems to be really important to you, and part of the MS walk, it seems like you raise money for the MS patients, also yourself. Just tell us a little bit about that.
So the MS walk, they do them everywhere, all across the country. But the year that I got diagnosed in 2012, we signed up for our first walk that very next month. We've been doing the walk in Topeka, and they always have it some weekend in April. So I was diagnosed in March, and we signed up for the walk in April. We do it every year in Topeka because that's where all my family is, so it's easier for us to go there than for our whole team to travel to Kansas City. But anyways, the Midwest chapter of the MS Society, they help support MS patients as well as their families, caregivers, children, anybody affected by MS in Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, and parts of Iowa. So within that 4-state region. And I know I've gotten so many like materials to help talk to my girls about MS, to even explain to myself what MS is. When I was first diagnosed, they help. I mean, they have so many services there. You can go check them out. But they also raise money to help find new treatments, new therapies for disease-modifying drugs, to fund, research. So just to me, obviously it affects me personally, but just knowing what I go through and knowing that there's so many people who have been living with it longer than I have, before there were all these medications, who are in worse shape than I am, it just makes me feel good to know that I can help a little bit to, raise money. I figure every dollar will help.
Hey Stacy, how are you? I hope you're doing well at your appointment in Texas. Just wanted to come out and shoot some video to show you what you're missing. I really hope your appointment goes well. A lot of people out here, a lot of people support MS. Keep crushing it, Stacy.
Hi Stacy, it's Debbie and I am the chair for the Topeka MS Walk, and we are missing you. We are here on a very, very cold day at Lake Shawnee, so you should be happy you're in Texas. I wish you the very, very, very best and good luck, and we have footage here for you.
Good job.
Oh, yeah.
She liked it.
Hi Aunt Stacy.
Stacy, you're not really my aunt, you're my good niece, but I miss you and I love you. I hope you get good news at the doctor. See you later. Spider-Man has a chocolate mouth.
Say hi. Say hi, Aunt Stacy. Say
We're missing you.
We miss you.
Hi Stace, hope everything goes well in Texas. Walking for you.
And call us when you get back.
Oh, photo bomb, video bomb.
I'm photobombing. Getting ready to walk.
Stacy, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I really have appreciated just spending some time with you and learning about the process of going through and getting diagnosed with MS and then your life after that. And really what I've heard from you is really what I want to portray in this series, Real Life. This is episode 1. And what a great way to start by hearing your story. 2 days, your life changed forever. And that's what real life is all about. At any point, something in our life can happen and it can change. And how do we change with it? Instead of letting it control us, how do we change with it and kind of take our life back? And so you've done that. I've heard it in several ways: staying positive, reaching out to people, finding times to ride in that grocery cart, even though it may go brr, 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 but just finding that's the way to take care of yourself. And so I really appreciate over the last several days that you've allowed me in your life and just to kind of hear your story. So for all of us, thank you. If you are watching and you want to follow Stacy, you can connect with her on Facebook at Stacy Baker. You can also continue to support her to crush it by hashtag Crush It Stacy Baker. If you want to follow this video series, Real Life, go to midwestanxiety.com/real life. And thank you so much, Stacy. We really appreciate it. We'll talk to you
Stacy,
soon.
I have MS and I'm crushing it.
Hey, I'm Randy from Midwest Anxiety.
And I'm Stacy
From
Gardner, Kansas. What did I say?
Hey, it's Randy from Midwest Anxiety. I'm here just to talk with Stacy Baker. She's been diagnosed with MS and fighting MS, but she's crushing it. And we're just going to go in and talk to her. Stacy?
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Stacy, how are you?
Good.
Thanks for letting me come over today. Who is this?
That's Buddy.
Buddy. Hi, buddy. Want to say hi to the camera?
Buddy. Oh, yes. Oh, buddy.
Hey, I'm Randy from Midwest Anxiety, and this is...
The real life. What did I say?
And I was going to say, this is Stacy.
No, you told me not to say.